We are back. Welcome in. Oh, look at that hair. Welcome in to act number 2 of the Daily Free Podcast. Right here, the Eric Zane Show podcast. Thank you so much. Appreciate your patience. These Mondays are always weird because, you know, I've got to head over to the staff meeting for the radio station, which, honestly, what this boils down to is after I end Act 1, and then I go to the Zoom meeting for the radio station in northern Michigan. Basically, while the meeting is going on, I publish Act 1 of the audio podcast. I'm like, oh, yeah, yep. Okay, yeah, we're going to be a live broadcast at the Boys and Girls Club. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, I'm editing, writing show notes. It's worth pointing out that if you are listening to the free podcast and you are also on Patreon with me, today's Patreon broadcast is going to be an old FBHW show, Something to Listen to While I'm Away, March 26, 2010. I'm slowly but surely releasing these shows in order. Thank you, Aram, for the stockpile of material. Why? Because I have to take off to be a host of the Grand Rapids Gold Golf Outing. They're having a golf outing far, far away at a golf course called North Kent. And I got to be on my way, and it's going to take up all of my time in the back half of the day. So today's Patreon will be that golden oldie show, if you will, from 2010, which those are fun to listen to because it gives you an idea of how much fun we used to have. And it's just fun to go back in time once in a while. You know, so, all right. I do need to talk about some of the amazing sponsors that help make this show happen. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. You can find them online at ervines.com, ervines.com, working on all gas-powered cars, hybrids, and EVs. Thank you so much to them. Bang on their door. Ask about the free loaner cars that you get while your vehicle is being worked on at Irvine's Auto Repair. Kuiper Tree Care. That would be the multi-talented Ben Kuiper, part of that great organization. Tree removal, tree pruning, land clearing, storm cleanup, stump grinding, tree risk assessment. Reach out to the pros at Kuiper Tree Care. You can find them online at kuipertreecare.com or simply just fill out the form on their website. That's what I did. Or call or text now even, 616-828-8225. They are the best in West Michigan. I love Ben Kuiper and his crew. Thank you, as always, to Zach Marco at EstateWise. EstateWise wants to make sure that you have all of your planning done when it comes to your trust, your estate, your will, your power of attorney, when it comes to both medical decisions and financial decisions. You might be like, I'm never going to need this. You don't know that. You just don't know that. At the very least, with all that you have, if you think, well, when I die, it's all just going to go to so-and-so. It doesn't work that way. It goes into a legal process known as probate, and that is no fun. On the short end, it takes probably a year or two to get it out of probate, with a lot of expense, time, stress, anxiety, and worry on the loved one's parts. So if you take a dirt nap, oh, yeah, I'm going away. All that they should be concerned with is putting you in the ground. They shouldn't be worried about having to go to court to get your shit. With an estate plan, you can have that all taken care of. Go to estate-wise.com com for more information. You can also reach out to my pal Zach. Call or text 616-540-7544. Even if you just reach out and say, Easy told me about you and we're going to do business, just let them know that you're hearing this message. 616-540-7544. Okay. The wedding. My gosh. So this is the daughter of Charity Scam Mike. Her name is Chloe. What a beautiful bride. Her husband is Nick. And this guy, I just love this dude. I've only known him for a couple of years. And probably maybe 10 times I've shared time with him up north at Mike's house, something like that. And I think it was weird because the second that I met him, I was like, okay, he's special. This is going to be this has potential to be the one, you know? And Chloe is kind of like a chick who doesn't take any shit. And she's like aggressive. And he is measured. So it just works. You know, he's laid back. And she's like, fuck this. Bull in a china shop. And he's like, it reminds me of my daughter Jacqueline and Justin. Where Jackie being the bull in the china shop. Justin more measured. That's kind of what these two remind me of. It was fantastic. It was a great thing. Remember I told you about the summer camp that I went to? That the bad thing happened to your old pal EZ that we talked about on Friday? So while I was driving there, once we got there, I go, I wonder how close that camp is. And this is how close it was. You walk down to the beach, walk north 1/2 mile, and that is the beach of the camp, the summer camp that I was at, where the bad man touched me. My God, so weird. I was afraid that if I walked over there, some like weird memory would come rushing back. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, no, my God, there's 4 guys in my butt. Oh, Eric, why are you crying? Oh, it's here. This is where it happened. 4 guys in my butt right here. Oh my God. When I was standing there, and I'm standing next to Nick, the husband, my niece's husband. The first person walking down the aisle is my stepsister's daughter. Now, Charity Scam Mike's wife is my, by the way, Bob says, clip that, Kenny. Charity Scam Mike's wife is my sister's / stepsister. There are 3 of these. There's, in order of oldest to youngest, Susie, Elizabeth, and Nikki. Elizabeth's been spoken about the most because that's Charity Scam Mike's wife. Nikki is in from California. She's a little bit younger than me. Now, I know she came to the event with her daughter, and she's got 2. But for the life of me, I always mix these 2 daughters up. She's like the maid of honor, the daughter. And her name is Kendall. But at the time, I was at a loss. Imagine me at a loss. So one of the things that I say most often to people is, who is that? What's their name? Hey, what's her name again? Who is this? She's walking down the aisle. And I turn to Nick, the husband-to-be. I go, who's that? Which is what my dad asks all the time now at age 90 with his dementia. Who are you again? Who are you, guy? And then I hear behind me, Nick doesn't answer, but behind me, and I don't know this, but Kendall's mother, my sister/stepsister, Nikki, is right behind me shooting video. She goes, on the video, you would hear her say, "That's my daughter, idiot, Kendall." And I'm like, oh, God damn it. Shit. And she goes, "Turn around." I'm like, okay. Fast forward. Awkward moment. Later on in the evening, I'm sitting by the fire. Thank you, Kenny. And it's me, Charity Scam Mike, and my sister/stepsister, Nikki. Now, I remember when we were kids, she was dating a guy who was a real piece of shit. His name was Jeff. And I go, "Hey, whatever happened to that piece of shit you were dating back in the day, Jeff?" And she goes, "Oh, yeah, he died." I'm like, oh, God damn it. What? Yeah, he passed away. Now, this guy, I don't think, nobody missed this guy. This guy was the biggest asshole on the planet. First of all, he was 18 and she was 14, and they started dating. And so there was a lot of trouble. I mean, people were like, oh, boy, you know. It was kind of like Ernie and Jackie all over again. Or before Ernie. They were Ernie and Jackie before Ernie and Jackie. And so, but the problem was this guy was a real asshole. Nobody liked him. So long story short, they break up. And there's a story that Mike said. He goes, you know, there was a time Mike, Charity Scam Mike, and my sister/stepsister Liz had just started dating. Okay. And my dad wanted to go up north. This is all at about the same timeline. These two started dating. Jeff and Nikki had broken up, and my dad wanted to go up north. And Mike is telling me what my dad said to him as he's walking out the door. He goes, "Michael, you are to spend the night at my house. You are going to sleep there, and you will keep an eye out for that prick. And if he shows up at the house, you kill him. I want you to kick his ass. You must kill him." Which is something I totally picture him saying. Now, we did the math of when this all happened. And my dad's age at the time that this happened, he was actually younger than what I am now, than what we all are now. But I guess he came over, and Mike had to get out. You can't come. This guy went after my dad one time with a crowbar. And he was on the porch, and he came to the door with a crowbar to bash my dad's skull in. And my dad said, "I'm going to come out there, and you better kill me, because if you don't kill me, I'm going to kill you. Now, I'll give you a chance. Get off my porch." And the guy did. He left. Kenny, I'll tell the story. It's okay. It's okay. God, what are you doing? I don't know why Kenny feels like look, I haven't been annoyed with you in a long time. I hope you know I can see the comments, and I can only tell one story at a time, Kenny. So when I see the comments, who's Ernie, my plan is I'll get to it most times. You don't need to tell him anything, because you're not doing the show. I'd like to tell it myself. What? I summed it up. Yeah, dude, let me do my job. I can tell all the stories. I can do all of this. It's all on me. Again, you don't need to. I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort, but let me do it. I want to do it because there's always something to say. There's always a story to tell. I don't need anybody to do this for me. You know that, right? Now, it's been a long time since I yelled at you. I'm not gonna yell at you now, but I am going to tell you to shut up. Okay? Good. Where was I? More than one of you has said, "What's this Ernie you speak of?" It was my plan to tell the story. Kenny wrote, "Jack, hey man, hey man, it's Jackie's ex-boyfriend. He was older, and Eric let him live with them when Jackie was a teenager." So I was going to tell that story. There was going to be some funny details to it, but Kenny wrecked it, so I'm not going to tell him now. All right, moving on. Just like that. Just like that. That's how it goes. When we were at the wedding, there was a couple of moments that I know you're going to raise an eyebrow at. But Nick, my niece's husband now, he's there, and his lovely daughter is there, and, you know, everybody is having a great time. And I recognized Nick's mom. Now, Nick's mom is with a woman that looks like a dude. And they seem really in a good mood and laughy and jokey. So I walked up to him. Swear to God, here's my quote. "You two are gay, aren't you?" And sassy chick that looks dudeish says, "Hell yeah, we are." I go, "That's awesome." Kenny, if anybody needs background about gay people in my family, why don't you go ahead and tell them? If you feel like it, yeah, go ahead. Tell them what's on my mind. Have at it. You know what the hell? What the hell? In fact, Kenny, how about I call you and you just do the rest of the show? And I go, well, I want you to know that you're in the presence of the ally boss man motherfucker. And they just laughed. And then that immediately broke the ice. And Pooh Bear is behind me. She hasn't yet been dealt into the conversation. And so I said to, so let's see. Let me see if I can remember names here. Cindy, I think, is... Okay, so you got Nick's mom. That's Sarah and Cindy. So I go, well, where are you from, Cindy? I go, she spoke, and I go, do I detect a Southern accent? She goes, uh-huh. I go, where are you from? And she says, Kentucky. And Diana hears that, and I take a look at her, and she goes, oh my God! Because that's like Diana's favorite place in the world because her family's from there. It's a real point of pride for Diana. That Diana really takes that whole hillbilly thing to heart because though she wasn't born in Kentucky, her parents were, and most of her extended family is in Kentucky. And that's really a point of pride. She loves Southern sensibility and shit like that, and the way Southerners talk, and I don't know. She loves the Kentucky Wildcats, so she right away is in the conversation, just in love with these two, and they become fast friends. That's awesome because I'm going to see them again this coming weekend. This wedding week is just fantastic. You got the actual wedding for just 25 people this past Saturday. This next Saturday is another wedding party. They're having a second party on the east side of the state that I'm also going to. So I'm going to see these lesbians again on Saturday. So we're discussing how my daughter is a shrub scout. And I go, hey, and I can one-up you too. not only is she gay, but she is dating a dude that was born a chick. And she goes, oh, transgender. I go, yeah. She goes, how did you react to all that? I go, wonderfully. I'm the man. I am number one when it comes to dealing or how to respond when your kids are gay or transgender or cutting their dicks off or whatever. I go, you just go, yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's all you can do, you know? And so I had a conversation with Cindy about, can you imagine what it's like? And, when actually we got into a topic of how I wear the free dad hug shirt at the Pride Festival. And she indicated that her dad was super cool with it, but her mother is not. And it's really, really, really bad. And I felt bad for her to have to deal with that. But this isn't done. Me being the number one ally to gay people was on display yet again. Kenny, you got anything? You want to say anything? Is there anything you want to say that I'm missing, Kenny? Maybe I should just throw out there. You sure? 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Kenny, got anything you want to tell us about? Going to Kenny? Checking in with Kenny? No? Okay, cool. All right, just want to make sure. You know. I'm sure the line, what? I summed it up. That is not your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to sum things up. If I need you to sum things up, I'll say, Kenny, can you sum things up? But I was planning on talking about it. There you are. You blew it. I'm walking around the backyard, and walking towards me, I see a transgender individual. This is clearly a person born a boy and is now a girl. Now, I'm not about elephant in the room. I could have just kept walking and just been sweet to that person, which I was, of course. Swear to God, this conversation happened. I walked right up to Maya. I said, you're transgender, aren't you? She goes, yes. I go, what do you mean, yes? Hold your head up. You're awesome. I go, I don't even know you. My name's Eric. I'm Maya. I go, don't say it like you're downtrodden. Be very proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Don't let anybody ever give you any fucking shit. Okay? And she goes, well, I don't. I go, how long have you been out? 9 years. I go, well, that is so cool. I love that about you. And I can't wait to talk more to you or more with you about you. Found out that Maya went to Michigan, studied sound engineering. That's kind of like related to what we do here. She wanted to record bands and stuff like that. She's a musician. She plays guitar. She's in a band right now. I understand they're quite good. Very, very bright. Has a girlfriend named Becca who was also there. I got to meet her and spend time with her too. So we were all about it. I was surrounded by gay people, transgender people. And I told that story to Charity Scam Mike. And because I wanted to impress upon him that, look, man, don't ever misgender anybody. Because Mike's a little bit more, I don't know, set in his ways than your old pal EZ. I want to know the name of the band, says Jeremy in Kalamazoo. I will find that out. And I will see Maya actually coming up next weekend. It's going to be awesome. As we will take the fraud bus on yet another journey, another adventure to the east side of the state. So when I was, we were planning on leaving on Friday. But I worked all fucking day. And like I've said before, to do this every day is 10 to 12 hours. By the time I get up at 5:20, it takes 10 to 12 hours for a normal day. And that was again on Friday. And by like 3 o'clock, I was still sitting right here. We're 4 hours away from where we need to be, and I don't know where I'm going. It gets to be about 5:30. Diana says, when are we going to leave? I go, maybe 6. And then finally I said, look, why don't we just go in the morning? Reach out to Charity Scan Mike. We're going to come tomorrow morning. Turns out we left in the morning, got there in the afternoon. But thank God we did, because I think we would have rolled in at like 11 p.m. Holy shit. Mike says to me, were you planning on bringing your dogs? I go, yes. He goes, abort. Don't do it. So I go, all right, I won't. So last minute arrangement. I had to reach out to dog sitter lady. Her name is Lisa. If you ever need a dog sitter and you live in West Michigan, reach out to me. I know who to call. I go, hey, can I bring 4 over? She says, absolutely. So this trip immediately becomes, before we've even driven 1 mile, $225. That's how much it costs for 3 days of boarding. $75 a day for 4 dogs, which is cheap. She gives me a reduced rate. And then we drive all the way over there. So you're looking at, let's see, that's about $150 in gas, $225. We stop to get some food. That's another $30. Wedding present, another $300. 5. Wait a minute. Really? I know you guys love Eric math. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a $705 weekend. Oh, God. Sell another sponsorship. Holy shit. Next weekend, though, we are bringing the dogs. Dogs will be there. No issues with the fraud bus. Aram says, does the 12-hour day include 2-hour nap? Well, 10-hour day is, seriously, 10-hour day is no nap. 12-hour day is nap. So, yes and no. No concerns on the fraud bus. Everything was good. When we get there, I push a button, and these jacks come down. It's the auto leveler. So these jack stands come down. They hit the ground, and then they start raising the bus up. So, and it says on the display, be still. So we're not moving, and you can feel it going. It's moving in all these different directions, trying to look for the level. It's like feeling out the ground or whatever the fuck. And all of a sudden it starts moving a little more, and then beep, it's all done. The bus is level. I go outside, and the front wheels of this thing are off the ground. It's the coolest fucking thing in the world. And then when you're done, you press retract, and the bus comes down. I did this once before, and it busted. I didn't dare try to lower them again to see if it still worked, because my fear is I'm going to lower it, and then it's not going to go up. Aram says, I think the bus, is in the clear. We can only hope. All right. It has been a while since we had a muppety, flippity, crack-a-lacka leg break. Chris says, I always miss the start of the second act on Mondays. Well, Kenny can review it for you. So, Kenny, if you want to go ahead and tell him everything that happened, I know that that's been kind of like your goal today, as evident. Chris, how long has it been since Kenny got well, I don't even want to say yelled at. I'm not really yelling at Kenny. I was a little bit upset, though. So if you want, you can just go back and check it out, or Kenny can review everything for you. Kenny says it's not my goal. Kenny, that's a joke. I don't know why. This is now twice today. This has been an incredible day for you. Twice I've joked with you, and it's gone right over your head. All right? And then you always answer literally. Like when I say, Kenny lost 400 pounds, Kenny will say, oh, man, no, I was only started at 325. It's impossible to lose 400. And I'm all, yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. Should never have to say it's a joke. Remember, it's a joke. It's a joke. So when I make the joke, yeah, Kenny's goal was to do this, I'm joking. I'm busting your balls. You know that, right? True, I was annoyed. Not the end of the world that you stepped all over me, but you gotta get back into the zone. You gotta merge into the Kenny that we like mode. So get into the Kenny that we like mode. A, get jokes. B, don't wreck the show, and smile. Okay, just do that. If you could go back to being the Kenny that we enjoy, we're going to be so much better off. Everyone will enjoy this better. Bob says, why is there an Act 2 on Mondays? Kenny got an answer? Jeremy says, Kenny is why Free Beer has to say, just kidding. I don't know. All right. This is a video of a horrendous leg break. Dude from Oklahoma in the red jersey taking on Tennessee.
Right through some injuries from what we could see here on the field.
It's a pretty low audio. We don't really need the audio. It doesn't matter. This is video that on the TV they showed this one broadcast replay, and then the video footage started to vanish from the internet. So it doesn't matter. All right. Okay, so this guy right here, see number 74 in the white jersey? He's going to engage dude in red jersey here. And then that dude's leg is going to get all wonkified. Okay, now watch his, see this shoe? It's planted in the grass. It's going to stay there, and the rest of the leg is going to explode. Right. Oh, right there. Then it broke. You saw it break right there. Oh no. It's holding all the weight. Crack-a-lacka. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Come on. Oh, no. All the teammates are coming out and saying, God damn it, man, your leg is fucked.
Senior man from Springfield, Ohio.
They just said that the guy who broke his leg, Kendall Dolby, is from Springfield, Ohio. He's probably eating cats or dogs. Kenny, tell everybody the joke of the cats and dogs thing in Springfield, Ohio. Tell them what that means.
So Oklahoma defense will have to overcome the losses. Holly said one of their
that was
players
something.
plays the cheetah position.
All right, one more time.
On the lower body of number.
All the weight on that guy, and the stick just crack. Oh, my God. Fucking shit. Oh, God damn it. Oh. That is rough. Maureen says, holy shit, muppety floppity. I can just imagine the noise that made. I cannot imagine the pain that must cause. Yeah, that is, that's something. My God. Kamala Harris. This is the video that I was going to play last week. Ran out of time. She was talking with Oprah.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in
powerful.
my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
My staff will deal with that later.
Okay, now this is funny. That's a, first of all, that's a fantastic comment to make. I'm a gun owner. If somebody comes into my house, they're going to get shot. I think she's getting a lot of grief from, I don't know who. I mean, what is there to give her grief about? Who gives a shit? Is it because Democrats would be more likely to bring out some type of gun control that's going to make all the MAGA shitheads lose their mind? Also in that, Oprah looks fantastic. She is, I mean, she's a knockout. At like 70, I would have sex with Oprah Winfrey. She looks that good. Holy shit. David in Hudsonville says, yes, that is what they're giving her shit about. Well, I mean, so what? I have guns, and if someone comes into my house, I'm going to shoot them. But if there's a gun control measure that's enacted, I've been of the opinion on this show that, especially lately, why not? Nothing else has worked. Let's just try it and see what happens. Too many right-wing MAGA pieces of shit are too wound up in their guns. Like, that's the only thing they fucking care about. I also wanted to get to this story. There is a new poll out, and Harris is, according to the poll, starting to beat the shit out of Trump. Let's get into it.
On our brand new NBC News poll, I am joined now by national political correspondent Steve Kornacki to take us through all of the numbers. Steve, a lot of headlines here.
Certainly, Kristen. I mean, you're looking at the biggest. Harris 49, Trump 44, 5-point advantage for Harris in this poll against Donald Trump. And if we zoom out here and look at the bigger significance of this finding, you know, we've been polling the 2024 race going back to last year. And you can see here, these are all the results on the left side of the screen from when Joe Biden was still the Democratic candidate. And now you see this is our first poll since Harris switched in, and look at that result.
You can see that the race has been completely reshaped since Harris took the top of the ticket.
Completely. And one of the things powering that lead we should note, too, there's a pretty pronounced gender gap at this point. Harris among women is leading in our poll by 21 points. Among men, Trump is leading by 12. That is a 33-point gender gap. That's enormous what we're seeing right here. Take a look at this, too. The debate, of course, happening in the last couple of weeks. Nearly 30% saying that debate made them more likely to support Harris. Much smaller number for Trump. That might be helping her as well here. And then there's this. The View, the overall perception of Kamala Harris. Remember, before she got in the race, a lot of talk that, you know, her numbers didn't look better than Biden's. She was 32 positive, 50 negative before getting in this race. And now this is what you see.
And we have to pause.
Now it's okay. So her View was 32% positive. That's gone up to 48% positive. The negative View was 50% in July. Now it's down to 45%. And by the way, look at that picture of her. That is a beautiful, beautiful picture.
Pause here because this is the largest increase that we have seen for any politician since George W. Bush in the wake of the September 11th attacks on this issue.
Absolutely, Kristen. I mean, we were seeing numbers like this for years for Kamala Harris. Now you're seeing a very different story. And what goes into that?
So that means this was her joining the race was 9/11.
a level of popularity she has. Take a look here if we can. There it is. Call this up here. Some of the groups that have gravitated the most towards Harris, just in terms of favorable. Look at this. Black voters, 24-point increase. Independents, 20. Young voters, 26. Young voters, this is a group where Joe Biden, when he was still in, he was putting up very, very poor numbers for a Democrat.
I think ultimately the big thing is here, she's not an old fuck. Okay? She's not in her 80s. She's in her 50s. That makes a huge difference.
With Harris, you could see a 26.
She's not in the throes of Alzheimer's disease.
6-point jump there in her favorable score among voters under 30. And then look at it this way. Just put it in comparison with Biden and then with all of the other national candidates this year. She's the only one, Kamala Harris, right now in our poll with a higher positive score than a negative score. Compare that to Trump. And by the way, at the bottom of this list, look at J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, the lowest positive score.
But you have to look at that 53% for Trump, the highest negative rating of everyone here.
There it is. Yeah, the only one over.
Okay, so NBC is loving this. They're like, oh, thank God. We can really, really turn the screws on.
Already there. Take a look at some of the issues here. We ask folks, what is the most important issue here? You've got inflation, number one here. Also the economy. I mean, add together, inflation and the economy. You're talking about 40% of the electorate citing that. And take a look.
The only reason why immigration and the border is an issue for people is because people have made it an issue. They've made that front and center the issue. Okay? Inflation and cost of living, that to me is something that we can't avoid as it being an issue because we're reminded of it every single day. Threats to democracy, immigration and the border. What exactly is everyone's concern? Are they concerned that people entering the country are suffering? Or are they concerned that they're coming into the U.S.? And if they are concerned that they're coming into the U.S., why are you so concerned about it? And they're going to tell you the same bullshit answers. Well, they're going to take all our fucking jobs, and they're all drug dealers, and they're all murderers, goddammit. There was a time when talking that racist bullshit, you'd be in big fucking trouble with everybody. You'd lose your job. Ever since Trump, you can now say crazy racist shit and nobody bats an eye. Unbelievable.
Look at this. We talked about when Trump was running against Biden, he had some pretty strong advantages on the issues. Well, this was Trump versus Biden. That's what you're seeing right here. This is Harris versus Biden. And look, Trump still has an advantage on the economy. It's 9 points right now. It used to be 22. On the border, it's 21 now. That's a big advantage. It used to be 35. Look at this one. We talked about, remember, age being such a big issue? Yeah. Trump had a 29-point advantage over Joe Biden on the necessary mental, physical health. Now, Harris, 20-point advantage over Trump.
It's so fascinating because Republican sources say if former President Trump would stick to the issues like immigration and the economy, he'd be doing better. And this shows it.
It does. I mean, there's an opportunity there for him. And Harris, that's part of the success she's had in taking the lead, has been eroding that. Okay, but look at it this way. A lot of positive news here for Democrats and for Kamala Harris. But if you're a Republican looking at these numbers, look back to October 2020. It's very similar. We say Harris has jumped into a 3-point, net positive rating. That's where Joe Biden was in October 2020. Trump is pretty much in the same place, a little bit worse in terms of views of him as 2020. But here's the other difference. In 2020, Trump was the incumbent president. 60% of people thought the country was on the wrong track. Now Harris is part of an incumbent administration, and 2/3 say the country's on the wrong track. In 2020, Trump came within really a handful of votes in a few states of winning in that in the Electoral College. As the challenger against the incumbent administration, maybe overall not that much of a different setup here. Certainly in the Electoral College, within reach for him.
Just a fascinating finding, Steve, with just 6 weeks to go.
Here.
By the time these 6 weeks are up, I predict they will be predicting a slaughter, a landslide victory for Harris. That's fantastic. Joe Martinez is here. He writes, Obama handed Trump the best economy around, and what did he do? He trashed it like his business. I'm just impressed that you're not talking about Michigan football. Piano Finger Banger says, they're stealing our jobs. They're eating our pets. Bob says, all polls are bullshit, though. Really? Why do you say they're bullshit? You mean they're just making up numbers and putting them on TV? That's insulting to me. Are you telling me I'm so dumb that that because I'm reporting about polls? It's a dumb comment on your part. Holy cow. Maureen says, what do you have against Oprah, Linda? Because Linda refers to, calls her Hopra. What? You got a crazy bunch of audience members here today. You got Bob making dumbass statements. You got Kenny going back to old school Kenny. And not getting jokes and telling shit that I'm not supposed to talk about because I'm gonna. David says you can make any poll show what you want. Sir Bob is right. Both of you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay? The polls are what they are. They're absolutely correct. USA number 1 says, easy, you cracked me up on the free episode today. If Joe Martinez is walking down the street in Ann Arbor, they're going to arrest him. Fun fact, Oprah's stepmom was my high school principal, says Patrick. Well, wait a minute, though. What high school? Didn't you go to one of those schools that was depicted in the documentary, The Program? Or did you go to a regular school too? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank, first of all, King's Room Barbershop for sponsoring the show. Kingsroom.net is their website. They've got 3 locations, Northland Drive, Wyoming, and Caledonia. All the info you need is at kingsroom.net. $19 for a haircut for a guy or a girl who likes short hair. They're also hiring at King's Room Barbershop. All the details at kingsroom.net. Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. True, he hates Taylor Swift, but he's the absolute best when it comes to getting you covered health care insurance on the marketplace. Reach out at buyinsurancehere.com for more information. Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. DTE Energy has picked one HVAC specialist to offer this free furnace tune-up and diagnostic test. That costs $145 for everybody else, but for you, it's free if you haven't done this in the last 2 years. Call to book. Spots are filling fast. 616-516-8579. A helping person will pick up the call and schedule you right away. The way this works is Joe comes over, you get the tune-up, you get the diagnostic test to see how effective your furnace is. He leaves. You don't pay him a dime. DTE covers the cost. Only if you have not taken advantage of this in the last 2 years. Otherwise, $145 is a great value on a tune-up and a diagnostic test. You should have that done every year. I do. You should too. Or just the $75. 79? Is it 79 or 75? It's 79. The $79 cleaning, if that's what you want to do. Call to schedule 616-516-8579. Joe Martinez a longtime fan of the Michigan Wolverines. I'd love to give him shit about Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. But I got to keep this shit real. That was a great win. No, I'm not a fan. But first of all, they started out kicking USC's ass. USC made some adjustments, got back in the game. When the game was slipping away and everybody thought it was leaving, Michigan fucking won. I'll give you credit where it's due, young man. Michigan State proved they are a fraud going on the road and fucking up against Boston College. Kalel Mullins is a beast, says Piano Finger Banger. Joe writes, ay, 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 Dios mío, señor. They ran it down their throat, just like we are going to do to little sister. How do you say that in Spanish? Yeah, Spartan fans got nothing to say right now. I'm looking the way of Ben Weller, Maureen, and Linda. What the fuck happened there? Joe Martinez predicts 3 straight losses for Michigan State. OSU, Oregon, and then Michigan. 3 straight losses, senor. Ay, ay, ay. Ha, ha, ha. Getting a call from Q100. That's never good. Linda is here. She responds with, you don't know what I'd say. Joe Martinez says, a total shit show. They can only win against high school teams. Come on, man. All right. If Michigan State manages to beat Michigan, oh, dude, you know how bad it's going to be for you? You had better hope you win that game. Hold on a second. No problem, period. I actually tried to do it twice today and couldn't get anybody to call, unfortunately. That's a question about giveaway for the radio station. They, a lot of the times they'll give away a prize. Like I have to give away a prize for like the local comedy club. And I'll give it away and no one will call. So I have a history of forgetting to give away the prize. Not this time, though. I tried to give it away. Nobody called. I waited about 15 minutes. I tried to give it away again. Nobody called. So then I get a message, hey, you going to give away those tickets? And I'm like, well, yeah, I tried to give it away today, twice. Nobody called. Joe Martinez says Boston College lost to Prairie View 42-0. Yeah, that's true. And then Boston College comes back and beats Michigan. Linda says scum. That's what she refers to Michigan as. Bent over for Texas. They'll bend over again many times this season. Well, all right. I don't know. They didn't yesterday or Saturday. I don't know if you're in any position to make that comment, Linda. Michigan State was forcibly boned by Boston College. And Michigan made everybody shut up with that win. As soon as the clock ticked off, I started getting messages from Mexico. Fuckface Joe was already dishing out tons of shit to me at the wedding. He's sending me images. We are Michigan and shit. I'm like, oh, God, it's already started. Meanwhile, other people are chiming in. Joe Martinez is going to be relentless. Oh, my God, I can't believe he's going to fuck everything up for us. I'm like, hey, I can't control that. He writes, at least we play ranked teams, unlike Little Sister. Oh, God damn. Oh, shit. Well, Joe, I wanted to give you your due here on this show. You've earned this, so I hope you enjoyed this. I have to cut this show short, though, because I'm off to the golf course to host an event for the Grand Rapids Gold. I do want to mention, though, that the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage wants you to buy now and refinance later. That's right. Buy now and refinance later. Reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage from anywhere in the U.S. Mention that you heard about them from me. Call 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. How about TC Paintball? Reach out to Rick from TC Paintball and book an event today. Their website, tcpaintballgr.com. Number one in Michigan. It's a destination paintball spot for anybody who wants to play. You could gather up the neighborhood kids, workplace team building. Maybe you got a bachelor party that's getting ready. If you or someone you know or love fits any of this, suggest TC Paintball in Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. In fact, they sponsor the asshole of the day. Today's assholes of the day are Michigan State for playing like fucking shit and losing to Boston College so that now we have to put up with fuckface Joe. God damn it. That's my time. Thank you for being here. You guys are the best. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget on Patreon, I've got something to listen to while I'm away because I'm off hosting this golf event. Talk to you tomorrow right here. Till then, bye-bye.